Night train to Lisbon, Amadeu de Prado. Low clouds gather to the morning sun, then to be dissipated. In them the gift of snow held high over the Sierra Nevada. Winter is leaving. Spring chirps attendance. Valley oaks stand tall in the ravine, newly budded, and we are budded. In youth we live as if we were immortal. Knowledge of mortality dances around us like a brittle paper ribbon that barely touches our skin. When in life does that change? When does the ribbon tighten until it finally strangles us? We live here and now. Everything before and in other places is past and mostly forgotten. What could, what should be done with the time that lies ahead of us? Open and unshaped, feather light in its freedom, and lead heavy in its uncertainty. Is it a wish, dreamlike and nostalgic, to stand once again at that point in life, and to be able to take a completely different direction to the one which has made us who we are? We needed walls, and now we don't need walls. But of course, simply to move to another place is to carry oneself to that place. There is no memory eraser. There is no flood to wash away what is done. We may read of another's life, but cannot jump into his skin. We do not set aside our wife and children and friends to take a direction we passed by years ago. If we have read, if we have observed life, we will collapse to an acceptance of ourself, the only one we know, the only one we can know, if it is possible to truly know oneself. Walls, these are walls, barriers to the interior. Yet perhaps these possibilities were hovering above, brooding like the Spirit of God over the creation of our life, reigning like the gathered clouds over the highest peaks of our life, and burdened with the treasures of the snow, ready to fall on us. These literary figures we have discovered, adventurers, poets, revolutionaries, such as Amadeu de Prado, are they no way imitable? Where would we put aside the self which exists? Despite their accomplishments, these others are as ephemeral as these clouds. Their own spirit was accessible above the vehicle of their life, to move in any direction, to move toward you. And in this ascent, all else may be left behind. For if the tabula rasa exists in your mind, in your own Holy Spirit, then there is nothing we are carrying past this moment, not body, not friends, not what has happened, not even what will happen. We are feather lightly free to move in any direction you will call us, and find that uncertainty need not plague our life. You are certain, and upon your surety is our reliance. What part of us may in this time ascend, and to leave behind the world, and to behold your beauty, and to inquire in your temple? Not our body or intellect, not the emotions of our heart, nor even the yearnings of our spirit. Your spirit, which you have placed in the believing soul, may even now rise up. You are at the highest place, the throne of God. Interceding for us is Jesus, who himself said he is that spirit. And if it seems so unconscious, so inapparent, we must know that our joined spirits shine down upon our life. These are infinite things, such as we have no finite measures to apprehend. That the Lord is present you have revealed to us, but we hear nothing, see nothing. You are equally related to the whole of the space-time continuum than which we are. Consequently, the language which we use to describe this is very limited, finite instruments to portray the infinite. You are equally related to all points of the space-time continuum. In saying this, we shall not suppose we have described this relationship. The Lord of all creation has not created a world in space and time, as though space and time formed a container. Your divine omnipresence is different from the creaturely presence. God stands related to space and time and does not stand in contrast to them in a way which is radically different from the manner in which we are related to them. Implications drawn from this support the stability of the Christian life. We think space and time as entities apart from the substantial realities themselves. The way into thinking about time is for thinking about the objects of creation in relation to one another, rather than to think about the objects of creation as ideas of relating by means of time. The category of time is the function of the category of created things, rather than the context in which they are found. We grasp space better than we grasp time. Some vigorously deny that you are present in time, and as a continuum you are present in space. Would it be true that as the Son of God appeared in both, so the Father, so the Spirit? For us, you must be considered quasi-physical. We seem to assure ourselves that we have a better understanding of space than of time, so we place you there. Your infinitude is more clear to us in your omnipotence, your power to affect all things of your will. We have seen it in history, as in your raising to life the dead. You are a supreme being without limits. By acts of power you redeem your people. By acts of obedience and love, we show our acceptance of your salvation. Amen.